The things that we tell ourselves are impossible are literally never impossible. And I can promise you right now, I am living proof of that. I am living proof that you can accomplish the impossible. And I know with 100% certainty, every single goal that I've written down in the past 6 months that seemed out of reach, it seemed impossible, it seemed like there was a level of uncertainty, I always understood that my faith is significantly stronger than my doubts or my insecurities. Because think about it like this. If you would have told me a year ago that I would be making this video right now, I would be posting content consistently, I would be changing lives with Max Out Fitness Coaching, I would be investing tens of thousands of dollars into my personal development so I can develop myself as much as possible. If you would have told me that a year ago, I would have thought you were insane. I would have thought there's no possible way, right? So in each facet of my life, what I'm doing is I'm proving myself wrong every single time. It's not that I didn't have high standards and high goals, but it's the fact that I exceeded every single goal that I had, right? How many times in life have you set a goal and you either accomplished it way before you thought you were going to accomplish it, or you massively exceeded it, right? That's okay. That's okay. Sometimes we write down goals and we say, oh, I'm going to do this by this day. And sometimes it might not happen by that day, but you still have that same level of faith to understand that no matter what, I am going to put my best foot forward. No matter what, God is always on my side. No matter what, even when I fail, I see success, right? So the biggest thing that I basically realized is that there is nothing out of reach for me, right? There's nothing out of reach for me. It doesn't matter. I never say I can't. I never say I can't do that. I never say I feel tired. I never say anything negative. Anything negative. And if I'm around somebody who says something negative, it makes me massively uncomfortable when I point it out. I'm like, bro, don't say that. Don't say that. I don't care if it's a joke. I don't care if it's a joke, because to you, it's a joke. But to me, I understand it's much deeper than that, right? Because a lot of people say these things as jokes, but that's truly what they mean, right? They want to hide it with the joke. And like, people do this subconsciously, and I don't get angry at it, but I have to diminish the negativity. I have to eliminate the negativity as much as possible, because once you start being a positive person, you start being more sensitive to negativity. Once I started eating healthy, I started being more sensitive to unhealthy foods, right? So if I want to accomplish these big goals, I want to make it to places that other people think are insane, right? I want to accomplish things that the average person doesn't believe that they can do it. If I want to do this, I need to hold myself to the highest standard possible, right? I need to hold the people around me to the highest standard possible as well, right? I need to hold my physique to the highest standard, my nutrition, my habits, my mindset, everything to the highest standard. And I'm not going to allow myself to get lazy. I'm not going to allow myself to lack in a certain area. All I'm going to allow myself to do is to always improve, always reflect, right? A lot of people think action can only take you so far. Reflection based on your previous action is how you create monumental success. Guys, I have 1.3 thousand Instagram followers at the time of me recording this video, right? Come back in a year from now, come back in 2 years from now, come back in 3 years from now, see where I'm at. And I'm saying this with 100% confidence, because first of all, I know I'm never gonna quit, and second of all, because every single time I post, I'm adjusting to what works, and I'm not doing what doesn't, right? And I'm just being myself. I'm being authentic, right? But I wasn't always authentic. At first, I was trying to put on an act. At first, I wasn't being my true authentic self. Did I do it on purpose? No, I just didn't know any better. Because at first, when you start something, you just don't know any better, because you don't have wisdom. But how do you gain wisdom? Through experiences, through failures, right? This is why humbling yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. I say this all the time. I say this all the time, because once I humbled myself, right, I invested into myself, right, I understood that I'm all the way down here, and I want to be surrounded with people who are better than me in the certain things that I want to be better in, right? So I need to humble myself, and I need to learn from others, right? And that's how I can guarantee with 100% certainty I'm going to get to where I'm at, because I'm not afraid of investing myself. I'm not afraid of looking dumb. I'm not afraid of falling face first. I'm not afraid of the things that most people are afraid of. And I'm saying this as someone who used to be afraid of all those things. I used to be the most fearful person, right? I remember I went to Halloween Horror Nights. I didn't want to go first in the first haunted house because I was so scared. I was so scared of the uncertainty. And then guess what happened? I accidentally touched one of the actors. I accidentally touched him like this, like literally, like barely touched him. Boom, We walk out the haunted house. The security guard comes up to me. He's like, look, you got accused of harassing one of the guys, whatever. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? It's my first house. I was scared. And then I just got accused of this, right? Like, why? Like, why, right? The guy said I tried punching him. Like, are you serious? A freaking 16-year-old kid. You're scared of a 16-year-old kid barely. Bro, it is what it is. It is what it is. But those problems, right? They make me better. Because think about it like this. The guy sat me down at the interrogation room. He sat me down and he's interrogating me. And I shitted myself, right? I was like, oh, I would never do that. Like, I don't know what, bro, but I started acting like I was actually guilty because I was trying to prove myself so much. Why would you try to prove yourself? Like, bro, I shouldn't have to try to prove myself if I know I'm innocent. So why was I so nervous? I don't know. It was stupid. That's why I've never been to Halloween Horror Nights since that day. And yeah, it is what it is. But guys, to get back on topic, right? Where were we? Always set goals that seem unimaginable. Always set your sights higher than what you even think are possible. If you were to read my notebook, guys, I'm going to show you my notebook in the future when I, actually, accomplish all these things. So you can see I'm writing these things out. I'm not just guessing. This isn't a guessing game, right? I'm writing out what I want to do. It sounds unreachable in the moment. Nobody in my family has ever even thought of achieving those certain things, right? But I understand that God gave me the ability to do it. He gave me the ability to do it. He gave me the strength to do it, right? And every single day he's strengthening me more and more through the problems I'm going through. And if I were to tell you 10% of the problems I've gone through in the last 6 to 7 months, the average person just couldn't handle it. The average person couldn't handle that pressure. The average person couldn't handle that amount of attention on them, right? They couldn't. Attention. A lot of people fold under attention, right? A lot of people are scared of attention. But truthfully, attention is one of the most important currencies in 2025. In 2025, because once you have the right attention, that is when you can actually influence the world in a better manner. You can actually inspire people to become better, right? But think about it. If I was still out of shape, if I was still skinny, I wouldn't be making this video. People wouldn't even listen to what I had to say. I would literally still be that invisible kid because your physicality is so important. And it's not even about having the muscles, but it's what comes with it, right? The confidence, right? The way that you prove to yourself you can do this certain thing and you learn the skill of discipline, of adjustment, of going even when you don't feel like it. You learn the skills of, okay, I need to eat right. I need to have the right habits. I need to do all these things. I need to cut out these things. I need to start prioritizing my health, right? You gain better health, right? You boost your lifespan. You have higher energy, right? How do you think that compounds on a long enough time frame? When you get in shape, what it does is that you become the GOAT. You become the GOAT. You can do anything. You can do anything you set your sights on. There are no limitations. There are no limitations because you already beat the first thing that every single man needs to overcome, which is themselves. It is themselves. They say it's been you versus you since the dawn of time because it's true. It's always been you versus you. As a kid, right, we had no self-control, we had no discipline, but it's up to us to learn it as we get older. And what happens if we don't? Depression, anxiety, uncertainty. What happens if you don't get in shape? What happens if we don't build discipline? What happens if we don't build self-control? Destruction. What does it say in the Bible? Flee from your flesh. Do not follow your flesh. Do not follow your flesh. Right? Why do you think it says that? Because your flesh is what leads to destruction. You following your feelings is what leads to destruction, right? So once you're able to conquer that, you get in the gym, right? At first, the gym is always uncomfortable because you feel out of place, right? For everyone, it's always uncomfortable. You're not special, bro. You went to the gym a couple times or a couple months, bro, you're not special. For everyone, it's uncomfortable because you feel out of place because there's other people there that have been there for years that look better than you, are stronger than you, and you feel weak. You feel weak because you're around other people who are more advanced than you, but that is exactly what you need to get out of that hole. You need to surround yourself with people who are going to hold you to a higher standard. Even though they're not even saying anything to you, being in their presence only holds you to a higher standard. Why? because of the competition aspect. You call yourself a man, right? As a man, we all have to compete. And if you don't compete as a man, you're fucking like, bro, how, like, I don't understand how guys can do that. How can you go through life without competing? That is the funnest part. That is the funnest part. Setting these crazy ass goals and competing with yourself. How hard do I want it? How badly do I want it? How badly am I gonna go even when I don't feel like it? How am I gonna prove every single person that doubted me wrong? Bro, you know how many people have doubted me since I started doing this? You know how many people screenshot me and send it to the group chat and start shitting on me behind my back? You know how many people said that I'm just a fucking, I'm crazy? They say that I just say these things, but I don't, bro, everything I say, I stand behind it. Every single goal I have, I know I'm gonna accomplish it. Every single thing that I tell myself I'm gonna do, I execute on it because I'm a man of my word. I told myself I was gonna get up today at 5 a.m., do 100 push-ups, take a cold shower, and read my Bible. That's exactly what I did. And guess what? I've been doing that for the past 4 months straight, every single day, without missing a single day. So ask yourself, all those people who doubt me, right? Who are you gonna believe, them? Or are you gonna believe the person who stands behind their word? Because the truth is, right? I've had so many people doubt on me, but the truth is, they doubt themselves, right? They think that they're weak, right? They don't believe in themselves. So when they see someone else who has utter self-belief in themselves, they feel threatened because they don't know how to react. They don't know how to react. They don't. Because the truth is, the human ego is always trying to, like, save us. It's the human ego's always trying to find a way out, right? You see these guys who make a mistake, and the first thing that they go to, oh, I was drunk, bro. Oh yeah, I was drunk. Yeah, that wasn't actually me, bro. You knew what the fuck you were doing. You knew what you were doing. You knew exactly what you were doing. You knew exactly what you were doing, bro. Like, that's not an excuse. You were drunk. I've gotten drunk too. I still can fucking control myself. I'm not gonna fucking fuck my homeboy's ex or some shit behind his back. If, like, what? Bro, like, there's grown men out there who don't even take self-accountability. This is why their ego gets in the way. So when they go wrong, they can't take self-accountability. But guess what? When they go right, they don't even take self-accountability either, right? They just say, I don't even know what I was trying to say with that. But the point I was trying to say is that they don't fucking take accountability. They don't. Look, me personally, it's not easy to accept you're wrong. Sometimes it's extremely uncomfortable, right? But that is what shows your character. That shows what type of person you are, right? And your character, what type of person you are, is what leads to your lifestyle. It leads to other people respecting you. Because if you go wrong and you got caught red-handed, and everyone knows, right, bro, just tell the truth. Just tell the truth, because that shows you're a man of integrity, and integrity is something that is rare in 2025 because most people want to hide behind a screen and talk shit. They want to hide behind their friend and talk shit to their friend, but they don't ever want to say it to their person, to their face, right? They don't actually have a high integrity. They don't actually hold themselves to the highest standard, right? So then when their friends are falling off, their friends aren't doing good, they actually get happy. And this is why it's so dangerous to be around people like this. It's so dangerous to be around people who don't believe in themselves, because they don't want you to believe in yourself either. They don't want you to believe in yourself either, because then it makes them feel like shit. It makes them feel like shit. They say a lot of the time, people don't want to see other people doing better than them. But the truth is, people who are not competitive don't want to see other people doing better than them. Because the people who aren't competitive already gave up before even starting the race, right? So instead of going on the race with everyone else, they just stay back and they just try to hold everyone back as much as possible because they don't want to see other people winning. And it's so sad. It is so sad to see. This is exactly why you guys need to avoid this as much as possible. This is exactly why it's so important to protect your energy. This is why it's so important to have a strong relationship with God, to have faith, right? Most people don't even understand what true faith is. They really don't. And the biggest thing I've learned by just setting high goals, the biggest thing I've learned from achieving this physique, the biggest thing I've learned from the things I've accomplished in the last 6 to 7 months, the biggest thing I learned from even quitting my job, right? It's just about faith. It's about faith, right? No matter how scary the decision may be, no matter how uncertain the path that I'm on may be, no matter how scary it is, I understand that when I signed up for a life that doesn't come with 100% certainty, Oh no. When I signed up for the best possible life, right? My dream life. When I signed up to work as hard as possible so that I can obtain that, I also signed up to not have certainty, to have the low lows. I signed up for the massive problems because those low lows, those massive problems, that is what elevates me. That's what molds me into the person. Because think about it, right? Every single thing that is good, my bad. Every single thing that we enjoy doing, right? What did you learn from it, right? You enjoyed that party. You enjoyed spending time with your girl. You enjoyed spending time with your girl. You enjoyed, sitting back watching that NFL game with your boys and eating pizza. You enjoyed that, right? But the truth is, as harsh as this may seem, you're not getting better from doing that. You're not. And you know it. You know you're not getting better from doing that. You know you're just distracting yourself, right? You know it's literally just a distraction. But you do it anyways. Which is fine. Right? I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm perfect. There might be, I haven't really done anything in a minute, but there'll still be times. Oh, I thought that was a cop. But the point I'm trying to make right now is that when we do those things that feel good in the moment, we don't gain anything from it. We don't. Right? I used to go out all the time. There's still times now where I'll hang out with my boys because obviously I want to spend time with them. I'll hang out, with people that I care about. But the truth is, there's a balance, right? There's a balance to life. There's a time to work. There's a time to enjoy your time. But like, the point that I'm trying to make right now is that when you experience these things that are good, you don't grow from it, right? But every single experience that you've had in your life that was terrible, right? Let's say you lose your arm, right? You lose your arm. Now you're more grateful for the other one, right? Unfortunately, let's say your grandma dies, right? Then you start appreciating that your parents are here, that your cousins are here, that all these people are here. And I went through that personally when my grandma passed away in 8th grade. I started appreciating more. So like all those things that are bad, good comes from it. But a lot of the times the things that we think are good, I'm not even going to say bad comes from it. I'm not even going to say that. But the point I'm trying to make, if you guys can stay with me right now, it's that we should not be mad at the painful experiences. We should not ask God, why me? Why is this happening? We should not victimize ourselves. We should not think that we're going through anything bad, because the truth is, our human brain, first of all, thinks of things as the worst case scenario 100% of the time, and it dramatizes everything and makes everything seem worse than what it truly is. Realistically, right? Let's say, let me give you an example. Let's say you're at school, right? And boom, word on the street, they're gonna jump you, right? Let's say you're in lunch and you're kind of nervous, right? You're kind of nervous because like, oh shit, they're gonna jump me. So you're looking around, you're making sure nobody's gonna jump you, and you're on edge, right? And every single day at school, you're constantly watching your back. You're constantly on edge because at the end of the day, you don't want to get jumped. But think about it, right? You're constantly avoiding that, right? And you're stressful because of that. But stress does not come from God. Stress comes from the devil. And the truth is, let's say you do get jumped. Let's say you do, right? Who truly wins, right? Do they win or do you win? Because the truth is, if they need 5 dudes to beat the shit out of you, right? Who truly won? Who truly won? Right? And even if they do get you and they beat the shit out of you, bro, you now have a cool ass story. Now you have a cool ass story that you can tell everybody, yo, I got jumped. They needed 5 dudes to fucking beat me up. And first of all, you're in school, so they're gonna split that shit up immediately. Like nothing's gonna happen. Nothing like you're bro, realistically, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Sometimes we assume these things are the end of the world. Like let's say, boom, you cheated on your girl. Oh, there's a security guard right there. But boom. Let's say you cheated on your that was such a bad example. My fault. But boom. The point I'm trying to make is that we always assume things are worse than what they are. And I'm trying to think of an analogy to truly exemplify this as much as possible, right? You lose an arm, you're grateful for the other one. Let's say you're starving, right? There's a famine. You not a famine, but let's say you don't have food for the next 2 days. You just don't have money. Think about it. Okay, now when you do eat, you're gonna appreciate that next meal 100 times more. Not even to mention that your body needs to fast. It needs to actually digest everything. So you're literally gaining, right? We need to see the success in all those things that are negative. And that's what leads to monumental growth. That's what leads to monumental success, right? And I know, guys, I know this video is kind of low-key all over the place. It kind of is all over the place, right? But the whole message, the whole point I'm trying to say is the value of all those things that you think are out of reach. I promise you they're not as far as you think they are. Because once you get around somebody who has achieved that certain thing, once you actually have the plan, once you actually have the daily things that you need to be doing, because it only seems unreachable simply because you don't know how to get there, right? It's simply because you haven't even tried, right? But once you try, you start understanding, okay, you start understanding what you truly need to do. You start understanding what it truly takes. But you don't understand that if you don't actually try, right? Most of you think I need motivation to try, but you trying is what gives the motivation, right? Because think about it. If you sleep in, bro, if you sleep in, you're gonna literally wake up more tired. You're gonna wake up with less motivation to attack the day because you're sleeping in. But when I wake up early at 5 a.m. and I get up, even when I don't feel like it, and I do my 100 push-ups, I start feeling the momentum build up. All right, I get on the floor, I do the push-ups, I take the cold shower, the momentum starts building up, I drink my coffee, starts building up, and that's what gives me energy. That's what gives me motivation. But I would have never got that if I got that extra 30 minutes of sleep. Because think about it, my alarm went up at 5, but let's say I got another 30 an hour of sleep. I would have woken up and I wouldn't have been as motivated to attack the day. I wouldn't because I knew deep down I let myself down, because I knew deep down I hesitated from what I truly had to do, and I knew deep down that hour of sleep wasn't worth it because I'm young. This is the time when I have to build. This is when I have the most amount of energy to actually build massive things, right? And every single day that I wait that I'm young, I'm basically saying fuck you to the future me. Every single day I waste now, when I'm in my 20s, right? I'm about to turn 20 in a few months. Like every single day I waste, I'm basically saying fuck you to my future. I'm saying fuck you to my kids. I'm saying fuck you to my family. And I'm not sacrificing for them, because the truth is, why do you think I sacrifice? Why do you think I want to better myself so much? Because I want to set the right example. I want to be the best, like I told you guys. I want to be the best. I want my kids to be the best. I want my wife to be the best. I'm not going to settle. I settled too much in the past. And I'm not talking about in relationships. I'm just talking about in general. Like, I just settled with the effort I would give, what I would do, what I would put in, the work I would put in. And I was just, I got tired of it. And I'm not afraid of the problems. I'm not afraid of the uncertainty. I'm not afraid of the things that are scary. If anything, I face all these things enjoying the process, enjoying it along the way, right? And like I told you guys, you can hold me to my word. Watch how I grow in a year from now. Watch where I'm at in 2 years from now, 3 years from now. I'm telling you, this is not a guessing game. I'm telling you, this is not me just saying things. This is me knowing with 100% certainty based on who I am, the actions I'm putting in, and the fact that I understand that there's so many things that I know in my head that can change the lives of other people. And that's exactly why I make these videos, because I would have loved to hear this when I was 16, 15, lost in life with no sense of direction, not understanding that the reason why everything went wrong in my life was because I was wrong, right? I used to blame the world when the truth is I was always the issue. I didn't want to change myself. I didn't want to adapt to my environment. I wanted my environment to adapt to me. But what is the definition of delusion? Expecting a different result with doing the same thing every single day. That's exactly what I would do. I was a fucking delusional idiot. Right? And now I'm 19, about to turn 20, and I finally understood that I need to change. Most people wake up in their 30s. Most people wake up in their 40s. Most people wake up way later than when I woke up. But the truth is, this is the youngest you're ever going to be in the rest of your life. This is the youngest you're ever going to be in the rest of your life. So no matter how old you are, make the change now. No matter how old you are, you need to take advantage of your youth. You need to take advantage of the opportunity that you have. You need to not waste another day because you've already wasted so many. Because I used to do that. I did the same thing. I wasted so many days. I wasted so many wasted efforts. I wasted so many years. And I could have been monumentally farther ahead right now if I just started earlier. But at the same time, we can't think too much about the past. All we can control is the present and the future. Well, we can't even control the future. All we can control is the present, what we do now. And we can mold our future to the one that we truly want, right? Because most people settle for a life that they don't want to live. They settle for a future that they don't want. And you need to make the conscious choice that you're not going to allow that to happen. But I love you guys. I want to see you guys win. Yeah, I believe it's like October 19th or something, 2025. But yeah, it's Halloween soon. I feel good. I feel great. This is the least sleep but the most energy I've ever had in my whole entire life. And I'm here to build something amazing. I'm not here to not be the best Noel Alexander Henriquez possible. I'm here to become the best Noel Alexander Henriquez possible and give myself to the world. That's the whole point. But yeah. That was basically it. But yeah, guys, this is kind of a short video. This video wasn't as long as what I usually do, but you know, you can't make all your videos like 40 minutes long. But yeah, I love you guys. I want to see you guys win. If you have any questions, DM me on IG, or you can comment it down below. I'm going to answer all the comments. But yeah, let's get it. Peace out.